Welcome to Soccer As We Like It, the Man United, director of the channel for United fans and football fans joining us today. But we're going to celebrate because Man United yesterday broke the Spanish curse at Old Trafford. So joining me today to discuss that astronomical, momentous victory is Louis, Houston, and Denver Red Army. Louis, welcome to the show.
What's going
And
on,
we
Tim?
have the soul man, Houston Red Army, Joe, the positive one. Joe, welcome to the show. Trying to keep it that it's being all cool and slick, mate. Please, I know you're trying to do all
Hey man,
celebrating and dancing.
hey man. I mean, we're just taking it one game at a time, man.
Oh, you're gonna play.
One
You're
game
gonna
at a
play
time.
the Mr. Cool. Take one game at a time.
Yeah, man. Yeah, let's not get too gassed. I mean, after Sunday we can start, just feeling ourselves a little bit
When we lift
because
the
that's
trophy up.
actually we're finally making a difference, like we would be making a difference that we have not made in how many years? That's actually putting
7
something into the
years.
trophy. Yeah, it's
7
putting something
years.
into the trophy case, into the
Right.
trophy room. That's wild. That's historic. Let's get
So
back there.
Man United 2, Barcelona 1. Man United win 4-3 in aggregate yesterday. Old Trafford was rocking. United fans went a goal down with a dodgy penalty by a dodgy referee.
It was
But
a penalty.
okay, but I would say
A
Bruno
soft penalty, but it was a penalty.
he was soft. I mean, the guy's going
It
away
was
for a
soft.
goal. Why would Bruno try and
Yeah,
If
why would you do that? Why would you do that? You know?
ridiculous? Oh,
Why would you
this is
grab anybody in the box?
exactly
Just don't. You're isolated. He wasn't that much of it. It just seemed like it was just
lazy.
yeah, kind of just lazy, just mentally, yeah, isolated, like just a brain fart, I guess. It happens, like he
Right,
passes like that sometimes. So it's no surprise he'll play defense like that sometimes.
right.
So yeah, thank
So
God it didn't
Joe,
cost us.
talk to me at 1-0. What was going through your mind when you saw the lineup? When the goal down, were you thinking, "Here we go again. This is it," or you still had confidence at 1-0 down? United still could do something.
I still had confidence. I was working, so I wasn't really able to just concentrate on the game. But I watched it later, and after the first goal went in, and I saw it was a penalty. And then I saw the penalty, and I'm like, you know. And after that, we did kind of like it didn't seem like they were peppering us. They were still being a little bit careful, and we were still, potentially getting at them. It's just that things weren't panning out in the final third. So,
Right.
it seemed like Ten Hag was trying something new, and it wasn't working. So, I knew we now have a manager that can make changes at the half. So guess what? That's exactly what he did, man. Exactly what he did. Like that's why, like I don't worry about this kind of stuff anymore because I know Ten Hag. He's at least gonna try something new, right? Like the idea that we have a manager that when something's not working out, he just like he actually changes shit. He makes moves. You gotta love it, man. Gotta love it.
Okay.
Good game.
Louis, how did you
Yes,
see this game?
Tim. I will say when the first goal comes in, I am nervous. Our first 20 minutes was absolute shambolic. Our first 20 minutes was horrible. The only reprieve was that Barcelona's entire first half was horrible. Barcelona had some of the worst possession I've seen them have in a really, really long time. And it was not necessarily things that we were doing correctly. It was things that they were doing incorrectly. The penalty, yeah, it's a pen, but I mean, it doesn't have to be. There's a bit of acting there, when you get tugged on your elbow, you don't fall down. As anybody, unless somebody yanks you down, you don't fall down. You get tugged on
Right.
your elbow, you spin, and even if you didn't go down, it might have been called, but there was some theatrics there. It was a bit of theatrics.
Right. He took advantage
I
of
will.
it.
I will say though, when it goes in the PK, at that point, I'm like, yeah, we could lose this game. We could lose this game because we weren't playing well. That was earlier first half. I would say the last 10 to 15 minutes of the first half, I feel more confident. You know, I felt like, oh, we're gonna get back into this. Maybe we'll score another goal. Maybe we'll go the distance. Maybe we'll go into extra time, PKs, that kind of thing. Second half, we came out freaking guns blazing. You know, the second half was Ten Hag got into somebody's ass. He lit the fire. He lit the fire, and he was like, "All y'all about to come out. I'm about to sub everybody." You know, he got on him. He makes some changes there. I am 100% confident in his changes that he makes from game to game at this point. I thought every single sub made sense. I thought they were timed properly. You know, he took out players that will be key for Sunday, but he took them out after we had the lead, after we were comfortably managing the game late into the second half. So yeah, it was deal done and dusted for us in Manchester on a European night. It was very nice.
So United now, as you know, Fred, it was the Brazilian Samba who came and took United out of that Spanish curse and took us to the next level. Fred and Anthony. I was surprised that Workers didn't return out for the second half. I thought, wow, it must be serious.
I thought he was going to take out Fred.
Was he that bad, or United just felt, yeah? Joe, was Workers that bad? It wasn't that bad.
We needed to score, man. It's just like, and Rashford wasn't guns blazing either. So, you know, out of the front, Workhorse always has to be the one that goes because he's the least technical. He's, you know, he brings the least amount when it comes to like our potential to score a goal. So he's got to be the one that comes out. It's just, right. You know, it is what it is. Same way, like
Sorry, go ahead, man.
Same like if we want to bring somebody in into the midfield to increase our chance of scoring, yeah, Fred should be the one person that comes out of that midfield.
Right.
You know, it's, you know.
Louis, your fault.
I think what Weghorst's role is in that game against Barcelona was not to create chances for us or not to open up the midfield, but to break up the midfield, to break up Barcelona's rhythm, you know, to be that physical presence, to be that bully. Right. I don't think he did necessarily particularly well, but I think if you're Ten Hag and you look at Barcelona's midfield, Frankie de Jong did okay. But other than that, neither team could keep possession for long stints of times within the midfield, within the middle three. So, yeah. I mean, the job is being done by Barcelona at that point. Barcelona can't keep the ball. They're not doing a good job of combining the back line to the front line and being that connection. So I think it makes perfect sense. I will say, I bet at halftime, he probably told Fred, do something or you're out. Like, because Fred was struggling. Weghorst was struggling. Casemiro defensively, solid. Offensively, again, we couldn't connect. Didn't have a very good first half. Second half played much better. I don't know if that's because Weghorst goes out, but I think that his role was job done. I think he was not needed there. So again, very, very good decisions from the manager.
I mean, you also the lineup. I mean, I thought the line was not a bad lineup, but
no, I thought it was good. I was definitely okay with it.
Ten Hag saw that it wasn't yielding any dividends or any fruit. He made some quick changes, and that's one thing I do like about him. He's very proactive than reactive. You know, he didn't wait like, oh, I'll give you another 25 minutes. He's like, you know what, we're getting this done now. Hit him early because he knew they had to come out with a very good start, especially with a goal down already at home, and you know the atmosphere could turn quick. I'm not saying Old Trafford fans a goal down, they'll still they could start to get some uneasiness. The crowd starts to get a bit like, okay, panic sets in, and it goes into the players. At times when things are not going according to plan, the fans sometimes, you know, they could sense, oh, we've been outplayed here today. But, you know, they came back. It's that determination of not giving up, no retreat, no surrender, just I'll find a way around. So what did you rate? How did you think of Fred today? Did you think of Fred, Joe?
I think he was okay in the first half. Second half, he definitely showed up. I think his disruption in the midfield was key. Obviously the goal, which I kind of feel like that was a pass to Anthony. Yeah, but Fred, like, it was
Johnny on
because
the
it was
spot,
just
man.
because
Right
like
place,
the
right
pace,
time.
the pace of it, I like the fact that he was even able to control it was unexpected. It seemed like the kind of balls that he passes, where it just like launches it to people. Like, and if you don't have a good touch, that's why Martial is really important because whenever Fred passes him the ball, Fred passes like that. And if you don't have a forward that can like just like Martial has glue on his fucking on his cleats, right? If the ball doesn't stick like it does, right? Yeah, and then he just took the shot. I was like, yo, Fred with his right foot. Like
Yeah,
that's
unfortunately, he will not have another right foot finish like that for
I
another
know,
3
right?
months.
That was a shocker. That was a shocker. But it
he
went in.
barely makes it with his left foot.
Yeah.
And,
Then Anthony comes on and does his part. I thought that was good.
Anthony played
Yeah.
very, very well when he came on. I was very happy.
Joe, your take on Anthony?
Good. Solid performance. There were a couple of frustrating moments, but yeah, overall, he did well.
Well,
Definitely.
the finish was clean. The finish was
Finish
super
finish
clean.
was clean. Finish was
Squeaky
clean.
clean.
But I need okay, I don't want to sound ungrateful or like I
Right.
just feel like there were if we want to get ourselves to another level, there's certain things about his game that I'm gonna need him to work on. Like that right dead leg of his, he's got to do something, man, because he's compromising himself. There were a couple of times when the easier pass was to just cut it in with his right foot, and like his need to always want to cut in and do something with his left, is very predictable. Today he got it right. He got it right,
Well,
right?
we do play
But
with inverted wingers, and I mean Rashford is a very similar in that he wants to force it on towards his right foot off the left hand side a lot. I mean, I don't think he's as detrimental. I think Rashford has had more quality with his weak foot, but I mean
see,
this is our style. We play inverted wingers.
nah, I don't think Rashford right now. Currently, I don't think he's anywhere as predictable as he was last season. I see Rashford running down the pitch, right? And he's got a guy on him. I don't know what he's gonna do next, right? And even if he cuts right,
He
it's
normally
like
cuts right.
okay. So the thing is, like when and if you take the same situation with Anthony running down the on the sideline with a defender on him, what is the percentage that he's about to cut in? It's got to be like 95%.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But for Rashford, it's like
94%.
Nah. I'll
It's
give you
high.
60.
It's
65.
high, brother. It's high.
60, 65, man.
Oh, get
60,
out
65.
65.
Because
Which game
okay,
are
so
you
because
watching, my friend?
you also got to think about him holding up the ball and waiting for Rashford to run through. The overlap, the relationship, that's another percentage. It's a lower one, but it's something that you also have to account. That does not happen. The overlap is not even in existence on our right side, right? So Rashford has more options. Rashford makes different. There's more options.
I think so. Yes.
When Rashford is making the same runs on the left side, than and like I'll even go as far as to say there are more options when Sancho's on the left. Then he does more things. Like the number is not as skewed. So I'm glad he scored the goal. I just would like to see him to score other kinds of goals. Like right now, it always seems like he's trying to get a top bins, top corner, far post. I mean, I can easily see him. He's got a good left foot, man. Let's try a couple of attempts, just for shits and giggles. Try a couple of attempts in the near post so that the goalkeepers at least gotta even question it, that you're not gonna go for the same side every time.
Right.
You only scored one goal against one of the most winningest sides in European football. What the fuck, man? You only scored one.
Hey, man. Hey. And I want him to score more.
Don't be sorry, be better.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah. So Louis, how do you feel? What was your take on Fred and Anthony?
Fred needed a moment, or he was coming out. His start was that bad. but that is what we've come to expect from Fred, right? I mean, we say this all the time. Energy is always very good. Energy is good defensively. He wants to win balls. We expect that from him. Long term, I don't see Fred lasting in this midfield under Ten Hag for much longer. Maybe another season. We'll see. I mean, look, he's a little bit older. He's 30. We love him. He's a, the fans have a good relationship with him. I feel like he has a good relationship with his teammates.
Yes.
But with the rumors circling about who is potentially coming in, the ambitions that Ten Hag has already said that he wants to reach, and that these players now believe that they can reach. This team is not going to look the same after the summer, and especially if we get bought. So Fred, he has, okay stints for us. But, I mean, if an Eriksen is fit, we know he's going to start. Was very surprised that Sabitzer didn't play at all, but also kind of makes sense because we did kind of get a handle on things, and we do have to look towards Sunday. So he'll probably make an appearance there. Fred, definitely okay. It was a very okay game. Anthony coming in, I thought he did very, very well. And maybe we see him doing that a little bit more often. He usually, he's been starting a lot, which is good. I don't think we need to drop him or anything like that, but maybe there's games where he can come in for a shorter stint of time, bring in some flair, change up what the front three look like, change up what the attack looks like, right. Take the players 1v1 that he wants to take, have the moves that he wants to have, these kinds of things. For the time that he was on the field, he was very, very good for us.
Right. So, as United did well, got goals, but there were pivotal guys at the back, Joe. The defense line, there were certain guys there. You could see them in your background. These guys take this thing serious. There's like a little triangle right there. Two of them hate Barcelona because they played against Barcelona for so many as Clásicos. You see what I mean? So tell me of that triangle of players, them three of them, that one who sits in front of them, and the two like this. We're not going to the
flank. And the third is an Argentinian who has to prove himself, in what is the post-Messi era of Argentinians. Yeah. He wants to shit on Barcelona just as much.
Right.
I love it. I love it how, we have a little baggaged contingency in the team that, when it comes to Spanish teams, these guys are the guys that have been peppering a lot of these Spanish teams that we've been having trouble with, and they know what it takes to beat these guys. They know a lot of these teams. You gotta roughhouse them. You gotta kick them in the teeth, man. That's what it took for them to win all of those titles. Champions. That's what it takes, man. So having that kind of and Rio said it a couple of years ago. The team, even though we had a lot of talent, we didn't have a lot of characters, and we're dripping with characters, man. In every single every single yo, we got motherfuckers called the Butcher, man.
The Butcher of Manchester. I love him.
Our center back is called the Butcher, man. Come on now.
I mean, you got to give them guys credit. I mean, go on, Louis.
That is the European experience that we've been crying for. What experience in Europe did Maguire have playing against a Barca of these types? What experience did Lindelof have, playing against these European clubs with these top strikers? So when we were in Europa League and we were elsewhere, we struggled. We were in Champions League. We struggled. We didn't get very far because we were missing that key experience, that knowledge. We've been here before. We've been here. This is what we do. We know
this is what we do.
Casemiro comes in. It's like there's no fucking way that Barca gonna come in here and try to play us out of our own house.
I know,
they're gonna come in and reach in our fridge without asking. No way.
Not happening.
Varane is the same as that. Varane, for me, man of the match. I think Martinez is a very close second. But I think that, and I'm kind of honestly, I'm kind of judging it over both legs, and obviously Martinez was in the first one. But I mean, for both legs and the games in between, Varane, he did not. I mean, he did not have too many missteps. I think maybe one mistake early in the first half, but didn't really turn into anything. But I mean, the man led the back line, organized the back line, and he is playing lights out for us at the moment.
I can
Absolutely
see.
fantastic.
I mean, then guys, then three, Casemiro, Varane, and the Butcher, they play. You could see the passion when they win. You know, people might say, "Oh, you only just guys beat Leicester," but you know, they're showing so much, and I think it's something we've missed for a while now. Those
And a
guys
game
with
we
the
would have lost
passion,
last year.
huh?
I said, and a game we would have lost last year. If
Yeah,
we had
oh,
a game like
100%.
that in between two European games, we would have lost it to
Yeah,
Leicester.
remember we
100%.
played Atletico over 2 legs and lost 1-0, 1-0. But
Yep.
you know, we just could not get. I remember that goal so clearly at Old Trafford. United didn't get a decision. They spent time harassing and chasing the ref and lost focus.
Yep.
And before they realized, it
Yeah,
was
the
like,
ball had been kicked and they were on the move. Yeah, I remember.
yeah. So United have progressed from that and are now striding towards a better direction with this new manager now. I'm literally beginning to see, you know, I don't want to get too carried away, but the glory days I might not be too far ahead. But Sunday is very pivotal. Sunday is pivotal. So let's quickly, last before we move over to the League Cup final. What do you think was wrong with Rashford, Louis? What was wrong with Rashford today?
Overall or
Yeah.
at the end?
I mean, it just
In the
didn't look like
first
he
half,
was there.
But look, in the first half, it's service is a little bit that has to do with it. I will give him that credit. We weren't linking. We weren't linking the back to the mid, to the front. We were losing the ball a lot. That being said, I thought his runs were not necessarily very creative off the ball. He wasn't checking in to receive the ball off the midfielders and not really helping them there. There was a disconnection. And I don't know if this is a communication kind of thing. Maybe if you know Bruno is playing out on the right and you don't have that connection, you don't have that communication, kind of breaks down. I said it last time. I don't like Bruno out there. He gets lost. But what is crucial for us is how the midfield operates, and that's, you know, as the captain, as the leader, that's what we have come to really rely on him for and expect of him. So when he's out there on the right, yeah, there's some moments where he has, you know, maybe some 1-2s off of Weghorst in behind and these kinds of things. But if they can't keep the ball there, if they're struggling, you know, to move out of our own half or out of the middle of the field, it's very hard for a player like that to do much work off of the ball. And I mean, I'll say it, Cristiano Ronaldo had a lot of the same issues, you know, in a lot of games. You know, people say, he's not scoring, he's not doing XYZ. Nobody was passing to him, not because they didn't want to. They didn't have the freaking ball. And he was still third top goal scorer in the league. Holla at your boy. Anyway, I don't think that Rashford necessarily played poorly. I think that he definitely had no impact. When he went down, a little bit scary, seemed like he's okay. And the word is that he should be okay for Sunday. I thought at that moment in time, I thought it was a perfect move by the manager to pull him. There was not a step wrong with subs. I mean, subs were, every single one was at the correct time. I thought what's his name? Wan-Bissaka had a decent game. Okay, not great. A lot of mistakes going forward, solid defensively. But when he comes off, it was the perfect moment. We needed to score with 1-1. Delo comes on. I thought it was a brilliant decision. We get a little bit more, you know, in towards the box. We're playing a little bit higher when that change happens. And you know, we find the second one. So it's just he's been flying so high lately, Rashford. It's okay to have, you know, an off day where we are still successful. Now, if he was, you know, screwing up majorly and maybe gave away a counterattack and a goal or something like this, then yeah, we would have something to say. But you know, it was average. We'll put it that way, average from him.
Right. Joe, Rashford.
Yeah, not much impact, but you know, still making runs. Yeah, definitely first half we weren't clicking. It doesn't seem like the initial plan was working. So but you know, whenever Rashford's on the pitch and somebody like Fred or Anthony scores, it's because defenders are guarding Rashford instead of those
True,
individuals.
which makes sense.
You know, so just having them on the pitch, running around, you know, just giving defenders something to think about is, you know, wasn't the best, but yeah, he did serve his purpose today. So I'll take that.
So United were the draw of the Europa League round of 32, not 16. Round of 32, United were drawn with another Spanish team called Real Betis. Louis, when you saw the draw, was it
I
like?
remember correctly. Last time we played Real Betis, it was a struggle. It was a struggle. We're a completely different side now. And look, I think Joe is right. You really do have to take these one game at a time. You really have to take these one game at a time. It's the only way, you know, to not be overwhelmed. It's the only way to, I think, to be successful is really to, you know, make sure that you're doing the right things right, you know, all the time, you know, the little things right all the time. Look, it's clearly a game that we can win with the form that we're in. Right. The way that we've been playing, the chemistry, the camaraderie, the link between the manager, the link between the teams and the fans has improved drastically. You know, there's no reason that we can't win. But again, schedule the way it is every 3.5 days. It's still tough. It's still, you know, it's still a European game.
Yep.
I heard today that because we beat Barcelona, we are now considered the favorites to win the whole, you know, the whole
Just put extra pressure on us. We don't need that. We don't need
look, man. Hey, but these are the things that are out there in the media, online, and these kinds of things, and the players are exposed to this. So I mean, that's exactly what my point is, right? When you start hearing these things, it's added pressure. You know, we have to see if we can win our first trophy in years tomorrow. We have to see if we can, you know, remain in our position in the league and maybe even challenge for higher, you know, if possible. Because we want to win everything that we possibly can. We still have the FA Cup in a week, 2 weeks. When's the FA Cup match?
Soon. 2 weeks time.
Before Liverpool or after Liverpool? Liverpool's Sunday, following Sunday?
It's actually following Sunday.
Yeah, so it's cup final this Sunday, Liverpool next Sunday. Is there FA Cup in the middle of the week, or is that after?
No, it's after. Middle of the week. It's West Ham first at the FA Cup.
Okay.
Oh, shoot.
And then Liverpool.
So I mean, that's the thing, is like that's not in, like, West Ham have been struggling, you know, because Moyes, but like it's still West Ham. You know what I mean? And where is that being played? Is that our house? Is that their house? You know what I mean? Their house buzzes. You know, their house has noise. There's so many.
It's at Old Trafford.
Yeah, I mean, oh, thank God. But there's so many, you know, there's so many variables between now and the end of May.
Right.
You know, we want to win as much as we possibly can, but most importantly, I think we as a fan base, and hopefully the board just continues to back the vision of the manager. And I will say, I'm a little worried about how good Ten Hag is doing, because what I don't want is a Glazer turnaround.
Exactly.
Like, hey, look what we did. We brought in Ten Hag. We must be right.
My point.
You know, that would suck. That would suck majorly. But
I think the fans at the stadium have continually, and rightfully so, I hope they continue doing so, as great. Like, it's almost our cheers and chants coincide, like, on the same level as we won Glazers out. We won Glazers out. Sometimes it is deafening. Well, I mean,
they don't give a damn. They've been singing that for years. They don't care.
I mean, the stock went down because
the stock went down because they got exposed.
Right.
The stock went down because they got exposed, not because the fans were chanting "We want Glazers out." Let's make that
I'm
as
just saying
clear
if
as
that thing,
possible.
if that thing continues to drop, like if there are any smart businessmen, they're gonna want to try to sell quicker
They need to sell.
because it's
I couldn't
dropping
take them
because
trying to
of
buy
them.
minority shares. That's not gonna
You
work.
know, it's dropping because of them. You know, so they need to go.
We'll see. We'll see, man. We'll see what happens.
We'll
Right.
see. I know.
I'm worried. I don't trust them, Joe.
No,
You
I
know,
don't.
I know. I know.
I
I
don't
don't trust them either.
them, man.
I don't trust them either.
I
I
wake
mean,
up
like
in the middle of the night in a cold sweat, man, because I don't know what they're gonna do next.
they're almost like it's almost like James Bondish type evil villainous motherfuckers. You know, they're like Bond villains.
You
They
know, they got
just
a
need
cat, man, a white fluffy cat up there. They just
you know they
just
do.
pet.
You know,
So with Real Betis as United's next opponents in the round of 32, are United could that be like a possible banana skin, or United should be able to see that game off
It's round
easily?
of 16,
Louis,
isn't it? Is that round of 16, Betis?
round of 32.
I thought this was round of 32.
yeah, round of 16.
Round of
Are
16.
you
man.
sure?
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Put some respect on our name. We made it. Round of 16. We
So we're
here.
round of 16. Are you
The
sure?
Sweet 16, the big
All right.
dance.
Okay. Round of 16. Fine. So
Yeah, look, man, we can do it. We can do it. It's just it's about the management at this point.
Right.
It really
It
falls
is.
down to Ten Hag making sure that you know that we follow and believe and understand in what he wants to do, and it's on the players to take care of themselves. Make sure that they're showing up in training week in, week out. Make sure that they're showing up in games week in, week out. Which I mean, right now, where we are in this present moment, I'm not too worried about any particular player. I think there will be rotation. I mean, some of the rotation makes us nervous, but
yes.
I think we're seeing how these players can be utilized properly. I think we are seeing how Maguire can be. Sorry, not Maguire. He can't be utilized properly. I think we're seeing how McTominay can come in later in a game and be useful.
Boss the midfield.
And boss the midfield around a little bit. I think we can see how a Jadon Sancho or an Anthony can start one game, come on later in another game, and have that rotation. Would like to see how Sabitza's finding his way in. Would like to see us keep him long term, if that's at all possible. But I mean, the way that we've rotated Shaw, Delo, Bissaka,
right,
Malacia, Garnacho, the rotations have been good, and I will, as long as the rotations are working. I mean, I'm confident in every game that we have coming up.
Right.
As long as they stay healthy too.
Exactly. With the number of games coming up, we just hope there are not too many injuries piling up and suspensions. We don't know. I think Martial, the latest of Martial, he started training on his own. I hope he could come back, and I hope he could come back and play like 8 or 9 games in a row. But that I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, you just.
I'll take 6, bro. I'll take 6. I'll take 6 at a time. I'll take it.
Take it. Yeah, we'll take it. Whatever it needs to be done, man. And then, I mean, honestly, in a year's time or something like that, I see him tearing it up at a Marseille or a Lyon or something like that, man. I think he's gotta do. We need him for the rest of the season for sure. We need him. So get better, dude. Fast.
So
hurry up.
Sunday,
very frustrating.
United are at Wembley against Newcastle, who are owned by the Middle East. This will be United's first Wembley appearance since 2017, when they won the League Cup against Southampton 3-2. Goal from Ibrahimovic. Zlatan scored 2 and scored the winning goal. And that was Mourinho. Mourinho's first season. He's always goes for the League Cup, always. And that season we won the League Cup, the Europe, and Europe. I think we won the Community Shield. I'm trying to think. But now, this is an opportunity, the first time in 6 years for United to put something in that trophy cabinet, which has been empty for 6 years now. Louis, can United beat Newcastle on Sunday?
First things first, Mr. Tim. That trophy cabinet ain't been empty in a century, so let's get that right. It might have been, and
You said it had been empty.
we
It
might
hasn't
have
been
not
updated.
added anything in the last 6 years, but that trophy cabinet is chock full. Let's be real, okay? Now, do we need to add some? We need to add some new pieces because the guided tour is getting a little stale, right?
Yeah.
So we need to add some new pieces. And I have full confidence on Sunday. And I think that's how you have to be going into games like that. It's Wembley. It's every English boy's dream, and girls, but look, people say, oh, it's just the FA Cup or it's just the Carabao Cup. Oh, it doesn't really matter. It matters to them. It matters to them. I think it matters to all these players who have been in our squad and who have struggled over the last few years. And I think the new players are they want to prove something, to say that they came in and they brought Manchester United back to where it rightfully needs to be. And is this that statement? Maybe not. It's not the same as a Champions League or a Premier League or something like this, but it is a statement, and I think it's a crucial one. It's an important one, and I think it will cement Ten Hag's status as United manager for long term. Because look, as much as everybody says there's no way that he could go in this game, you never know. Even at my level, 6 months ago, you could not have told me that I'd be in Denver, away from my home, coaching at a club that I have, about their first team, I have said some very negative things as a Houston Dynamo fan. But I think that when a new ownership comes in, there is that possibility they could want to bring in their own person, another mega club that is also owned by rich oil oligarch types, and these types could lure somebody away. It's possible. However, I think if you win silverware, I think if you enter that sacred space of successful Manchester United managers, it says something about you as a coach. It says something about your career. And I think if he wins tomorrow, I hope that he unpacks the last boxes. You know what I mean?
Right, Joe. Can United beat Newcastle on Sunday?
Very capable of us winning that game, but we gotta stay focused. We gotta play. We gotta give sevens. Everybody gotta have a 7. Nobody can play under 5 because that individual is gonna cost us goals. It's gonna be a liability. Everybody's gotta give 7s, man. So if we just played the second half, if we played the way we played against Barcelona in the second half, just the first half, and see this game off, we can easily win this game.
First half against Barcelona, first leg. Second half, second leg, domination.
Now this club we're playing has not won a trophy in like 50 years.
Right.
Yo, you best to believe that's what you're up against. Right. You are up against a team that is about to have a SpaceX rocket full of money, like strapped to their backs.
Right.
So their fans are gonna be up for it at Wembley. Yeah. And those players are gonna be. They want to be part. They want to be. Manchester United players want to be part of history. Yeah. But our joint is just like 5-6 years. Yo, they want to be part of history. Is saying they brought a trophy to Newcastle after 50 fucking years. So that's that kind of determination is what they're gonna be up against. We got to win our first, second, third balls, man. We got to go for everything, So we'll see. That's what's going to take.
It hasn't been 50 years, Joe. I did hear today that it was like 10, 15 years ago they won the Tesco Cup, which doesn't exist anymore. And it's only between like lower tier British, Irish, and Scottish teams, but they won. It was like 10 years ago. Give them their due.
Oh, thank God.
I mean, are you also going to count those Summer League Cups?
Yeah, man. Those continental
cups?
Didn't we win a trophy in like
Like
Asia?
in Miami or some shit. Like, yeah. Yo,
Put some
come on,
respect on
man.
our name.
Oh, that's the only trophy all they won. That's
I
crazy.
did say in before, I think it was before the first Barcelona leg, Tim, where I said I really hope that the second leg ends in 90 minutes
Yes.
because I could very much see the Newcastle game going 120 minutes.
Right.
Just because I believe there's still the least amount of goals conceded in the Prem right now, and it's really the only reason that they're up so high as they are is they don't concede. Their wins are very much 1-0. These kinds of games,
Mhm.
so it's we're going to rely on our front three heavily. I hope that means that we play a little bit more on the front foot and we see Bruno back into the midfield, and not on the right, because I think he gets lost out there. And I think someone has to be creative and feed balls into a Rashford who is working his butt off, making the runs and these kinds of things. So if we step on the gas and we maybe get a couple of goals early, then I think we can see that one out. But if they, if Trippier leads that back line and shuts it down, it could be a very, very long goalless night for us. So work to be done.
Right. So, Joe, is it there? Can it be done? Is it a predicted score coming from you?
You're not gonna. I want this too much, so I'm not gonna give a predictive score.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry. I want this too much. I want it too much. Yo, man, considering the last final that we had, woo, man, don't need any more days like that. So, yeah, I'm just gonna say I'm confident. I'm confident in our coach. I'm confident in our players. I'm confident in everybody that I think is going to start that game. If Rashford is starting, good to go. If he's a little iffy, I would say maybe bring him in 60th minute type, so that he doesn't put too much strain because we got a lot of games coming. Hopefully we see the game off. But
I don't think a band of wild horses could keep Rashford from starting that game.
I mean, his injury didn't look too serious.
That's the thing, though. That injury doesn't seem serious, and it sounded like he was very much intending on playing, and I think he very much intends on being on that field for the entirety of the game. And I think Ten Hag wants him there, honestly. I don't think that.
Well, of course he wants him there. Like,
I don't. Well, no, but for the occasion, for what it is, and for what this potential final could mean, I don't think Ten Hag keeps him off the field. I don't think so. Not even
so. Louis, you got to predict this score for us?
Yeah, I would say if we win it in 90, because I always give an optimistic score, right? If we win it in 90 minutes, then I'm going to say 2-0. If we don't win it in 90 minutes, this damn game is going to PKs. That's what I'm going to say.
Ouch.
Yeah, if it goes into extra time, we are going to the distance. But I still, I still rate us to win in PK. So, screw it.
A lot of fans say, "Oh, it's only the Carabao Cup." This is the same cup that City have fought for to win 5 times in the last 7 years. This is the same trophy that Liverpool fought with Chelsea to penalties last season. And when it comes to us winning it, it's just a Carabao Cup. But when Liverpool, Man City win it, they did well. It's just a double standard.
There is genuine fear of the opposition that if we can even just achieve half of where we were, bro, there's so much. You got to understand, we made so many unhappy souls, and they're all have been basking in our downfall these years,
right?
And they are afraid that the party's gonna end. When the party ends, it's back to them just being miserable and hate watching us again. Back to the good old days. So hopefully that's what happens.
So I mean, I would go 2-1 or 3-2 to Man United. 2-1 or 3-2.
I don't think Newcastle score that many goals. Maybe one.
It could be Wembley.
It's not that kind of team.
Yeah, you see, when you go to Wembley for a cup final, the players, like Man United players, some of these are first time going to Wembley. Sometimes this is the first final to so their nerves will creep in. Nerves will creep in. Just like we don't pay for the nerves. We don't get punished for those nerves because they're human as well. You know, the occasion, it's completely different from playing at Old Trafford, Wembley. This is a cup final, you know. It is a cup final. But I'm hoping United could do in 90 minutes, 3-2 or 2-1. And let's just get ready for our next game and move that on. Because it would be great to see United win that trophy. It would be really, really lovely to see United lift that trophy, to show collectively what they've achieved in such a short time under this guy. It's remarkable. It'll be remarkable. It really will be remarkable. And I think a lot of teams in the Europa League now are getting concerned. Like they didn't expect United to beat Barca. I hope you guys know that.
No, everybody expected us to lose. Barca were the favorites when they dropped down.
Yeah. When they dropped down.
Despite how horrible they did in Champions League, because they did not do well. Despite how them dropping down, they were the favorites. It was poll after poll. It was every pundit. And I mean the poster still flying. Twitter, Facebook, all Instagram. The memes about Barcelona and they're crying and all these kinds of things.
Right.
It was wildly unexpected, but it was more unexpected that we played the way that we did, and we were as successful as we were. I think that shocked a lot of people, and I think that for that reason, a lot of people now are saying that United are the favorites, not just because we beat Barca, but because we beat them. We beat them well.
Yes. It wasn't like a close game. I mean, I just think
I feel like there's still a few good teams. I feel like there's still a few good teams.
There's definitely
Arsenal is still there. Don't forget.
Arsenal is Arsenal's probably the best team still in it as far
Juventus.
as Juventus are still there, but they struggle against Nantes.
They struggle.
Louis, your boy got a hat trick.
Which one?
Di Maria.
Di Maria, yeah, fucking Di Maria. Yes, I saw his first goal, like the looping, like everybody was freaking out about it. I was like, what a lucky hit.
Yeah,
a bit of luck.
Hey, Lou, you hating? I gotta see this first goal. I didn't see it. Looping goal.
Man, you gotta hate on Di Maria, man.
For sure, man. Hey, I'm there too. Hard carrying member.
Him and Sanchez, man, I hate them both.
Oh yeah.
True.
Yeah, don't get me wrong.
The beauty of going to Wembley and playing in the cup final after so many years, and to win a trophy. There's one thing going there. There's one thing winning there. There are two things. I think our mood would be dampened if we don't win that trophy. The fans would feel like,
yeah.
I think the fans need the trophy more than the actual players.
Yeah. Like, I think if we get this trophy, that's like one of our like marks, like achievements, right? Like one of our main ones. Just get some silverware.
Yeah.
Something where like in the beginning of the season, after those first two games, if you told us, hey, the only thing we achieved is just we won the Carabao Cup, we would have fucking taken that shit, But this could be just a good making top four. I mean, winning Europa League could be a cherry on top. We're obviously going to be in top four. Well, let me not say obvious, right? But like we need this, man. We need to see this team like lift trophies, man. It's just so weird. It's been weird for a long time. So yeah, hopefully this happens on Sunday.
People that don't really know soccer, they don't know football, like especially like here in America, they say, well, why do they play these small tournaments like within the league? And the answer is the history of those cups. The history of the cup is deep. It is deep rooted in England and in British football. The FA 100%. Cup is deep rooted in English football. So these trophies, it doesn't matter. It means everything. Every single trophy means so much. Right. And if you recall, a year ago, the fans at Old Trafford were telling Marcus Rashford that he was not fit to wear the shirt.
Right.
And now is he the next English player to win the Ballon d'Or? That's the question. So for him to be able, but I'm saying like for a lot of these players,
can we just get the trophy first, man? This is talking about.
But what I'm saying is,
you just finished saying one game at a time. Now you're talking about.
But what I'm saying is for Rashford's still young. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
20,
24,
24, 25.
Right.
But to have that type of abuse, turn it around and look, rightfully so. I wanted Freddie McTominay's heads on a plate, and I wanted Maguire buried in the woods somewhere, Sopranos style. Like, you know what I mean? I wanted these players out of my club.
Right.
But to turn around 1 year and just and I'm not saying that he needs to win the Ballon d'Or. I'm saying that those conversations are happening.
Right.
But for him and those players, like Fernandez, like Shaw, like De Gea, for those players to go in there and potentially lift a trophy at Wembley, and have the love and support of the fans back, have each other's back, have the support from the manager. I think it will be, I think, a turning point in where this football club is headed. If we gain success 1 year into the Ten Hag era,
right,
it opens, it opens this door of possibilities for, not just these players to go on and continue winning, but it opens the door for new signings. It opens the door for investment. It opens the door for renovations, much needed renovations. And all of these things, accumulate to success on the field. And this is what we've been lacking for well into the Ferguson era: dilapidated conditions, crumbling stadium, all these types of things.
Right.
Bad signings, board signings, marketing signings, these kinds of decisions. This is really a mark to turn all of that bad energy that we've had and just turn it around. So it's a crucial game for us, even though it is the League Cup.
Right. So winning that League Cup would be great. I think it will establish and make the fans believe this team can achieve collectively. Yes, we've got to League Cup, Europa League Cup final. We lost on penalty.
Joe, that one.
So I'm hoping this game will be ended in 90 minutes. I've not seen Newcastle lately. I think it seems the last couple of games they're starting to struggle a bit. They lost the game recently. So I think the Newcastle of 4 weeks ago is not their fault. But on the cup final, it's anyone's game. It's anyone's game. Yeah. So they might just turn up because they've had a week rest. We played. So it could play in their advantage. But I think United
that's helping us, though.
Huh?
I think that's helping us. The not having, because we're still fresh, we're still sharp, So I think that's kind of, as long as number.
In their last 5 games, they've had 2 draws and 2 losses and a win.
Wow. So the form has kind of dropped us a little bit since October, November when they were flying. But they've drawn too many games, too many draws.
Yeah.
But maybe in their mindset, as far as a draw better than a loss, they'll take a draw than take a defeat. So it could be. But, it's going to be a fantastic time for United fans going on Sunday, United playing against Newcastle United. That would be absolutely fantastic. It will be something fans have been looking forward to, and it has arrived. But like you said, there's one thing in going, there's one thing in winning. It's completely different. You go there and wear the nice Armani suits and look at the stadium and say hello to fans and be leaving the stadium head bowed down and cursing. And so there is a possibility. But I'm hoping and believing United can win this first trophy. I really hope we can. It will be such a beautiful feeling. And teams will start to look at United like, something is different is working on here. It'll be great.
Yeah, we're cooking. We're cooking.
We definitely are.
I feel like for us to, we still have another gear to hit as far as teams fearing us, because though they're highly cautious of us, right? We need another kind of gunsman that's just scoring goals. We need another 15 goal a year type guy.
Rashford is your boy.
I mean, we have Rashford, but we need somebody else.
Martial's your
You
man.
know? No, he's not. No, he's not. He's got to be on the pitch, man.
Hey,
He's,
isn't it?
no,
Isn't
I
it?
mean,
Isn't it Harry Kane? Harry Kane's coming.
nah. I don't want Harry Kane.
Y'all
You want
didn't
Harry
hear?
Kane?
Y'all
I
didn't
want
hear?
Harry
Harry
Kane.
Kane's on his way.
He wants the guy from Napoli.
Osman,
You know what?
good player.
You know what?
Good player. I
Very
don't know.
good
I
player.
don't know how
Very
he's going
good
to
player.
transition to the Premier League, though.
Yeah,
Is
very
it going
good
to
player.
transition
But
to Holland, or is it going to transition? You know, not like that.
be honest, for Napoli, they got this. Is he a left winger? This Turkish guy.
No,
Yo.
I've not heard of him.
Turkish winger for Napoli.
What's his name?
Yeah. Okay, he's got a crazy name,
Don't know the
man.
lineup off the top of
First,
my head.
he's got one of them. Yo,
The tongue twister
like
names.
first and last name. Like
Oh Jesus.
I'm putting the text on the chat.
Yeah,
Look at
put
this,
it
man.
there.
I can't even begin to. It's Kavica.
Oh yeah, this guy.
Ka,
It's Kavicha, I think is how you say it.
Yeah, I think I've
Yo.
heard that say Kavicha.
Kavicha.
Kavica.
Kavicha.
Yo,
How good is this guy?
The guy. He's
I
oh
couldn't pronounce his
man.
last name to save my life, but
Yo, I would trade him with
Kavicha,
Sancho
maybe?
right now.
Wow, that bad?
Right now, bro.
Hey, hating
Right
on
now.
Sancho.
I'm not hating on Sancho. I'm not hating on Sancho.
Hey, he's not really producing for
But
us on the
this
level.
guy is good, man. Like his confidence. He's got the technical ability of Sancho with Garnacho's drive.
Wow.
You know, he's woo.
United could be eyeing him now. He might be coming in summer. We don't know. But I wanted you guys to laugh. I'll give something to laugh. Something for you guys to laugh. Yesterday, Liverpool were leading Real Madrid 2-0 at Anfield, and the Anfield was rocking. But they were in tears after 90 minutes.
Yo.
Oh, you know, I was watching every minute of that game, my man.
Oh my God.
Man. My boy Bems.
That was insane. That was wow.
The goals were horrendous. Defensive was so bad.
Two of them were horrendous. Some of them were nice. Some of Real.
Yeah, some of them were nice.
Especially
the last one, the fifth one, Benzema, with Modric getting the ball, charging through the midfield, almost got tackled a couple of times, stayed up, passing the ball to Vinicius. Yeah, the fake sat down the goalkeeper. Yo, that shit was sick, man. It was like, salt all over the wound, man. Just he rubbed it in real good. He got it real good in there. He marinated that wound, man. Oh my God, that was.
They thought.
Yo,
I know, right?
Yo,
there's a bunch of Liverpool fans in the office. There's like 3 or 4 of them, and then there's like 6 United fans in there. It's actually pretty awesome how divided it is. But man, that second goal goes in, and they're going off. They're going off, man. They thought we're through. We're through the next round. We're done. I was like, I didn't say nothing. I wasn't hating. I didn't say anything. I just sat back. I was like, okay. I was like, we'll see what happens. Oh man.
It's just that I thought that was game because we've never seen Liverpool capitulate in that way.
I know. 5 goals.
Not like that.
At
not
home.
like that. Like
but they're not doing
mentally,
well.
They're not doing well. It's just like whatever.
Look, man, both goals. Definitely, the second goal is off of the mistake. The keeper error comes off of his knee.
Yeah.
The first goal. How did they score the first goal?
It was Nunez. It was a kick from Salah to Nunez, and he flicked it.
Yeah. So the first one is kind of nice, kind of build up, nice and quick.
Yeah.
The second one, lucky, extremely lucky.
Yeah.
But man, you have to remember Champions League when Real Madrid went down in the final, and they come back, they battle. Real Madrid is no joke.
Real Madrid is the most dangerous team on the planet.
It's wild to me how they're not the top of their league, but
I think this guy had some injuries. What's his name? Benzema. And Barcelona were on the consistent role of not conceding goals. But it was a great game yesterday, but it was just I just thought Liverpool defense was so. I never seen Liverpool defense so bad, and the midfield just folded completely. And I
Their
think
midfield's not been playing well lately. Their defense is what they rely heavily on.
Right.
You know what's crazy? I'm
Their
surprised. I am
midfield has not
surprised.
been-
I am now like starting to feel like that midfield is finally starting to get what it deserves.
yeah,
Because I don't know how they got away with that midfield for so long.
but remember
That
they had the
midfield
three
had
guys in
freaking
front:
yeah,
Mane,
Salah was everything for them.
Fabinho, and Salah. Since
Salah
Mane
was
left,
massive.
they have struggled.
yeah,
Yeah.
They really have.
yeah.
They
Mane
brought
was-
Nunes in. I don't know. I don't know.
Nunez, even Nunez and Gapco, like they're not hitting on all cylinders. I don't think
I
this is
wonder
the
what's
kind of
going through
production
what
that they
do you
thought they
guys
were going to
wonder
get.
do you guys wonder what was going through Gabco's mind now? Do you think he probably signed for the wrong team?
I mean, I'm
No,
sure
no,
they
he signed for the right team.
they
He
gave
signed
him
for the
a-
right team. Let him go
Yeah.
flop over there.
I'm sure they gave him a fantastic deal and painted a very pretty picture for his future. I bet they really, really did. But I failed to see then, and I failed to see now how he fits into that system. He doesn't complement Liverpool's style at all, and they don't play to his strength. So I mean, he's
True.
you know he's lost out there. You know, it's okay, get the kid a few minutes here and there, let him run around and that kind of thing. You're not going to develop that way. You know, and that's unfortunate. I mean, he had a lot of people in his ear. Van Nistelrooy was one of them who encouraged.
Or
Or no,
Van Dijk.
sorry, was it Van Persie?
Van Dijk.
Van Persie was really lobbying him to go to United. He was like, dude, United is where it's at. He's like, you gotta go. And then Van Dijk was also in his ear trying to get him to go to Liverpool. But but once he got in that room, man, I bet they offered him the world.
Exactly.
But he really should have thought longevity instead of immediate rewards on that one. I think
Exactly.
yeah, I think he may not be regretting it yet. He may still think that he has something to prove, but if they don't qualify for any European position, if they don't make the Conference League,
That's
bro.
wild.
Is that club out?
No. They're gonna stick with it.
Yeah, it's weird. It should be, but it
I
probably
don't
won't
think so.
be.
No, I don't.
I think it
don't
should
I don't
be.
think so.
Bro, American managers get fired for way less than that. Like, come
Listen.
on,
Wait. Oh
It's-
man. So
it's
now
time.
you got
bro. It
Yo,
is time. You are
yo.
failing at your job.
All right,
And
Yo,
let's quick.
when
Let's
was the
quick.
last time?
How-
When was the last?
failing.
When was the last time an American manager won a club that had not won the Premier League ever? When was the
When's the last time
an
they were
American
given a
manager
chance?
given a
Justin Martin
chance?
was fired
Yo,
after less than a year. Who
listen.
was it? Was it Bradley? He was fired after 11 games. What are they giving a chance?
you
For
know.
way less.
Listen.
Fired for less.
I
That's all
think-
I'm saying.
I think what some of these American managers need to do, just completely avoid the Premier League, man. They don't have the appetite for
But look,
them
I mean,
to develop.
That's
No,
the
I'm just saying
example,
the
but-
Premier League
but
does
look
not.
at but look at Claudio. Won with Leicester in 16. Won.
Yep.
Next
Yeah.
season, he's doing mid-table, mediocre at best. Doing well in the Champions League in the group stage. Doing well. And they
Yeah.
canned him for less.
Mm.
Man, Klopp should be fired. He's not going to be fired.
If-
If
if-
I
No,
was a Liverpool
you're not
fan,
He
gonna
should
fire
be,
the guy
but
that
he
brought you
won't.
the Champions League and the league title. You're not gonna do that. Why are we even having this conversation?
they did it to
You
Mourinho.
know they're not gonna do
Fired
that.
him from Chelsea, who's 14th place.
You know,
know what I mean?
Liverpool
Mr.
don't sack
Potter.
managers like that, though. Liverpool
Potter.
don't sack managers like that.
Potter, man, I fear for Potter. I like Potter, but he's not.
Yeah, I
he's
worry
not
about
doing
I
it.
don't. I think he's on
He's
borrowed
not
time.
doing it.
He's got to come through some of these players. He really has to come through because I'm trying to think, would Tom Bowling give him to the end of the season and get his team ready for the new season? But if the results continue the opposite direction, I could see him getting
Yeah.
fired before the next 3
Yeah,
months.
he would have to force their hand. Like
Mm.
if he stabilizes it, start getting a couple of wins, yes. Like they got okay, so like they got Spurs next. If they
Oh,
lose to
shoot.
Spurs
Mm.
in a certain kind of way,
Mm.
those are the kind
A
of games
5-0,
you cannot
6-0
lose.
pounding. I think
Oh,
what-
those are the kind of games that like they'll update your contract like right then and there. Like, yo, you had a 5-year contract? Nah, you got a 5-week contract right now, starting today. 5 weeks, bro. Get it right, or you're
Right.
gone.
Gentlemen, I could all but say Sunday is catching up on us. It's coming close. Wembley, here we come. We've been saying we want to go to Wembley. Wembley, we've arrived. Can we go? Can we take a trophy? That would be fantastic. On that note, Louis, I want to thank you very much for joining us on our Friday night special, the post game for Barca and the preview for the League Cup finals. Joe, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We'll have a show on the post game. Probably celebrating. Probably have too much champagne to celebrate on Sunday, but we'll just have to wait and see. Get you, Louis. Get your boys ready. When the goals start going in, I want to be hearing the screaming from over there.
You're going to hate me, but I am going to miss a large portion of the game because I am in a tournament right now. I'm out of town. I'm
Right.
tournament all weekend, so I will
Could the
catch.
tournament start after
I will
the
catch
league?
the
You tell
end.
them that can
I will
they
catch
postpone?
the end, but the game starts pretty similar to kickoff time, so it's gonna be close. But I'm gonna see what happens in the end. And
Somebody's gonna
watch.
have that shit streaming on the sidelines. Somebody's gonna have that shit streaming.
I hope not,
Yeah.
man. I don't want him to spoil it.
Good luck.
Right,
It's only the
gentlemen.
biggest game. Okay.
See you guys on Sunday. Hope we have a great day and we have a
All right,
great
bro.
one in Wembley. Louis, thank you so much, brother. Joe, thank you so much. Glory, glory.
Man United.
United,
Let's go.
See you
Sunday.
guys on Sunday. Let's get this trophy. Let's get it trophy. See you guys. Take care.